Hey YouTube, I spent most of the day thinking about and researching more about Ebola, and it truly is scary. The powers that be, they don't want to alarm people, but the scientists that really know what's going on, including the Belgian guy that originally discovered Ebola in the 70s, they're worried that it's mutating because as it infects from person to person, it's a very sloppy virus. And it changes and mutates every time. And like I said, they're also worried that it can adapt and it can fuse with another virus to create a chimera virus. And in fact, some people believe that the Russians developed a weaponized form of Ebola called Ebola pox. That's a combination of smallpox and Ebola. So I don't know if that's true, and they could do that in the laboratory. I don't see why something like that couldn't happen in nature, that it could combine with smallpox or the flu or AIDS or any other type of virus to become something even more deadly. And I've been reading more about the history of the Black Plague, because now the scientists realize that the Black Plague wasn't caused by bubonic plague. It was actually something very similar to Ebola. They've just discovered that recently this year. And that kept going for 10 years. It was killing people for 10 years off and on. You know, it will die down a little bit and then it comes back. And they really didn't eradicate it for around 300 years. And it killed a third of the world population at that time. You know, and you have to think of the societal changes that happened because of that. It caused famines. But at the same time, it also it caused a lot of revolt. Before that, the world was quite overpopulated, and wages were very low. But once a lot of people died, then the peasants they started demanding higher wages. But the government, they were also dying from the disease. A lot of them died, and then the rest of them just hid away. Like would be the same. I'm sure our government would just hide and just leave us to die. So basically there was less and less government control, and the people gained more power, and it created like a peasant revolt. People started fighting for their rights. A lot of people just decided to get drunk all day and not work, and then they even chopped off some of the government's heads, which was very uncommon for England at that time. So you know, you need to think about if that does happen, it's going to create, already the world's on the edge. And it said that all these problems were building up in Europe for a long time. It had, like, you know, a lot of effects. Things happened very suddenly. It was a catalyst for a lot of societal change. So you know, you can see that happening in Africa right now. You know, you can see that happening in Africa right now with even that the Ebola victims are attacking the aid workers and killing them because they believe that the Westerners are there trying to infect them with deadly diseases. And similar things happened in those times. They caused them to persecute the Jews. You know, they believed that the Jews were infecting them with the disease. It's very, very similar societally. As well as, you know, strange religious beliefs came up. People were whipping themselves. You know, and you can see that in Africa too. There's like all types of strange cures and medicines and witch doctors. You know, so we live in very scary times, and if this gets more out of control, you're going to be looking at a lot of crazy world events, including famines, wars, migrations, revolutions. Thanks. One more thing I read, that even if you survive Ebola, for 7 weeks after that, Ebola can be transmitted through the semen of men. And so far, the people of Africa haven't really proved to be very responsible with Ebola, with managing it. I mean, do you really think that all of those men are going to stop having sex for 7 weeks afterwards? I mean, some of them might, but I bet you a lot of them won't. So I mean, once it really starts to get entrenched, I don't know how they can possibly ever stop it. And one other thing I find scary is why did Obama send soldiers over there? I mean, soldiers aren't really the ideal units to fight this type of thing. I mean, are they really? Maybe they're preparing for a worst case scenario where they'll actually just start hunting people down and killing them, burning them. I know it sounds extreme, but after a certain point of time, you really can't treat any people anymore. And if people aren't adhering to the protocols, that might be what needs to be done. They might cordon it off and kill anybody trying to come out of there. It's pretty scary.